So in front of me here, we've got the 2027 Cadillac VISTIQ Sport here in Argent Silver Metallic. Now let's talk about some of the specs here for the Cadillac VISTIQ. So this is an all-wheel drive dual motor vehicle with 615 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 happens in 3.7 seconds, which is insane. It's a 102 kilowatt hour battery, and the range is going to be about 300 to 305 miles, which is about 483 to 491 kilometers. Overall, I think the Cadillac VISTIQ is a great looking 3-row SUV that is electric if you are in the market for an electric vehicle. Now let's start here at the front. Now these are actually your daytime running lights, and then these beads are your headlights. Now with the Sport, you're gonna get a lot of unique, more black accent styling, which I think looks great. Now I would say the Argent Silver is a great color to get because it helps break up some of the black in the grille and then also on the bumper. So definitely recommend getting a color that helps break up some of the black here. Now you've got a lit up Cadillac logo there in the center, and then this grille also lights up, so you're gonna be able to see it more at night. You've got your parking sensors down below on the bumper, and then your camera at the front is also down below on your bumper. But let me know what you guys think about the Cadillac VISTIQ here at the front. That's it really here. Let's take a look underneath the hood and I'll quickly go over what's under there. All right guys, so you don't get a frunk here on the Cadillac VISTIQ, but a couple things for you to note here. You've got your coolant reservoirs here, brake fluid as well, and then your washer fluid is right here on the passenger side, and then you've got your 12-volt battery with your fuse box. But overall, I'm not an engineer, so I'm not too sure what is underneath here. I'm assuming this is more your electronic control unit, but that's really it guys underneath the hood here. Let's take a look around the Cadillac VISTIQ and go over its options. All right, so let's take a look around the Cadillac VISTIQ here, and we'll start with the tire and wheel setup. So we're sitting on Goodyear tires, 21-inch brushed aluminum wheel. Then you got the Cadillac logo there as a center cap, carpeted liner inside, no air suspension on the VISTIQ Sports. Now, as you can see all around the bottom of the vehicle, you get this black lining around it, which I think looks great. Now on the side here on the fender, you've got the Cadillac logo here with a gray trim piece. You've got a black mirror cap here with a camera at the side. Now here's a side look at what the VISTIQ looks like. So one thing that I really like on this spec is they've blacked out the roof. So that goes well with the contrast around the bottom of the vehicle and then with the black mirror caps. So you don't have to get a blackout roof. I just think it looks good though in this combination. You got keyless entry on the front 2 doors, but this is a 3-row SUV. So it is a pretty big size, but it's not overly big like the Cadillac Escalade IQ. Now here's what the inside looks like. So this one here is with the jet black interior, which I think still looks fantastic here. You can get a white interior if you want, but overall the black looks good. You've got speakers in the headrest. You've got this white piping in the middle with some white stitching around it, and it's very soft. No seat adjustments here on the seats. They're actually on the door panel. So you got heat and ventilated seats with massaging seats, carbon fiber trim with some brushed aluminum. You've got a cheese grater speaker here. And then here's what the dash layout looks like. So it's a little bit more plain and simple, which honestly I do like. And then you've got some trim pieces there with some speakers. I also like the fact that when you turn these vents, they have this little clicking sound. So it's kind of like a classic feel to them. You've got this brushed aluminum piece here. You got more carbon fiber and some storage here. And then they even give you 2 wireless charging pads. So one for the driver and one for the passenger. And then you've got storage down below. And then over here at the top, you have that full opening panoramic moonroof too. Now I'll show you guys what the back looks like. This one is optioned with the bench seat. So it depends on if you are going to be driving more people, if you have kids, the bench seat may work out better for you. You still can get captain's chairs, but I do also like the bench seats. Now inside here, I'll show you guys the screen. So it is a dual zone climate. You've got heated seats on, either side of the seats. And then here you can control where the air is going. I know there's kind of a little bit of a glare, and then here you have controls for ambient lighting and conversation enhancement. But it's nice to give you the screen. You've got 2 USB-C plugs with a 120 down below, and then you've got 2 vents, and then you also have your cup holder area here, and then maybe a little armrest, if you will. Now, a couple things to note here is to put the seat forward to access the back, there is obviously this lever here, and then you can also push this button, and that will slide the seat forward just like that. There also is a button here at the back if someone is sitting back here. Now, one other thing that they've done here is they've given you buttons, but these buttons here are actually to put the 3rd row seats down from here. You don't even have to hold it. You can just push the button and you're good to go just like that. And then you can do it again just by pushing this button here, and it'll go up, and you can do it on both sides, which is nice. But I also like the fact that they've given the 3rd row seat occupants a button here to click so the seat goes forward, and then you have to manually just use your hand to push it back. Now there are levers underneath to move the seat forward and back. And then you can also use this here to do that if you want, but it's just gonna depend honestly on the person. And then you can lift it back up. That's really it for the back here, guys. And then here's a look at the door panel. Again, more carbon fiber here, your speaker here, lock and unlock with your window control. Speaker down here, it's a cheese grater really. And then you've got this little ambient light here on the door sill. But let me know what you guys think for the back. Here's also a look at that back tire and wheel, carpet aligner inside. That's it for a side view, guys. Let's take a look at that back tailgate. So in the back here of the Cadillac VISTIQ, we'll start in the middle. We've got your Cadillac logo there, VISTIQ on the left, E4 on the right. You've got your parking sensors down below, and then you've got two cameras here. You've got one camera here for your backup camera, and then this camera is for your rear camera mirror, which we'll get into. Now you've got these really nice LED tail lights, and then they also carry inside on the tailgate, which I think look good. The glass part of the back here does not open. You're gonna have to open up the full tailgate. So I'm gonna zoom out here to show you guys. All you do is push the bottom of this Cadillac logo here, and it will open up just like that. Now the VISTIQ, I'm gonna be honest, there's not a ton of room back here. I would say you're gonna have to put down the third row seats if you wanna put more things down here. So what you do is push this button here, and then you can put the seat down, and you don't have to hold the button, which is nice. You can just push it. You do have a little bit of more storage underneath here, but like I said, if you want to put more things back here, you're going to have to put the seats down. As you can see, there's probably like 1.5 feet of room back here. Not much, but the nice thing is back here, you can put the second row seats down if you want as well. You do get a 12-volt too. I do wish they put a 120 here, but that's really it, guys, here for the back. You do get LEDs as well. And then you can push this button here to close the trunk. Let me know what you guys think about the back here of the Cadillac VISTIQ. Let's take a look at those seats behind the driver. I also just want to thank Applewood Cadillac here in Mississauga, Ontario for allowing me to review this Cadillac. Go see my friend Zach here. He'll hook you up with a great deal. All right, so taking a look at the back here on the driver's side of things, we'll take a look at the door panel here quickly. So the door panel here is really soft. You got some carbon fiber trim here, your speaker here, lock and unlock with your window control switch, and then you have your cheese grater speaker with some storage, that illuminated door sill lit up there, and then here's a look at the seat. The seats themselves, honestly, are pretty comfy, and they're nice and like spongy. So, you know, once you sit in there, they're gonna feel really nice. And then here's a look over on this side of what the climate control looks like. And then you do get that full panoramic moonroof as well. And the seats over here still have those buttons here. And then you also have them on the side here too. And then the one behind here. So that's it for the back here, guys. Let's take a look at the front. All right, guys, before we hop in, I wanted to show you where the charge port door is, and it's actually in front of the driver door here. So all you do is push this in and the charge port door will open. Now this does have DC fast charging capability up to 190 kilowatts. In about 10 minutes at a DC fast charge level 2 charger, you're gonna get about 130 kilometers or about 80 miles of range. Now, this only has the 11.5 kilowatt AC onboard charger standard. If you want the 19.2 kilowatt AC charger, it is an option. Now, you can plug in at a Tesla charger and you should be fine. But anyways, I want to show you guys what this is here. To close it, all you do is push this button here, and that's how you do that. Alrighty, so taking a look inside the Cadillac VISTIQ here on the driver's side, we'll start with the door panel, all soft touch here with some carbon fiber. Soft here, you got your window and mirror controls here. You've got your memory seating with heat and ventilated seats, and then your seat adjustments here with massaging seats. You've got your cheese grater speaker here, and then over here on the door sill, you've got your Cadillac logo there as well. And then over here on the seats themselves, speakers again in the headrest, really soft leather seating arrangement here, which feels nice to the touch with some white stitching. And then over here beside the steering wheel, you only have the parking brake and then your tailgate release with your automatic dimmer switch inside. Now there is a telescopic steering wheel used via this button here. That's it before we hop in, guys. Let's talk about the inside. So we are inside the Cadillac VISTIQ Sport here. We'll start with the steering wheel. It's a leather wrapped steering wheel here with Super Cruise here. On the left side, this is where you control your cruise control with your Super Cruise and adaptive cruise control. You even have a heated steering wheel button here in your forward collision alert. Then you have your V mode for velocity max mode. And then you have some more chrome here at the bottom. Now on the right side is going to control your volume, your tuning, voice command, call hang up, call pickup, and whatnot. And then your volume too. Now on the left side behind it, on the steering wheel itself, is your manual regenerative braking, which you can manually do if you want. And then on the left side, on the steering rack, you have your toggle for your wiper. And then over here is your transmission select. Now you don't get a heads-up display in this one here. You do get a forward collision alert indication there on the dash, so that's what that is. And then you have speaker there, which is really nice in this brushed aluminum look. And then you also have one over on the passenger side. Now, as you can see here in the dash, you've got some really nice brushed aluminum look to it in the dash itself underneath the screen. Now, the screen here in the center here is controlled via this little screen here. So you can change it depending on which mode you want. So if we go through, you can scroll through. You can even change the gauge to your sport or tour, or you can link to drive mode. But you know what? It's just going to depend on the person. I honestly like the maps there. I think that's a nice touch. And then over here, you can go to the menu. You can go to your trip distance and just scroll through there. You can go to your headlights. So there is no physical button. You actually have to go into the screen to do that, which is unfortunate. I do wish they just put a toggle there for your headlights at least, but you know, it is what it is. Everything's pretty much going to that type of thing anyways. And then you can change it to tour if you want, but that's essentially how you change the instrument cluster there. Now over here, you don't get a screen or anything. You do get a lower glove box area, but it is opened in the screen. And then like I mentioned, you have more brushed aluminum there. Now this is your center display screen here. Now this screen here is going to control your climate. So that is only what's going on here is just your climate, which is nice to have in a separate screen, but I do prefer physical buttons. It is what it is, but it's dual zone climate. All your heated and ventilated seats though are on the doors themselves, so you can change them on both sides. To control your climate is here, and then you can control the third and second row, which is nice. Now over here in the screen, it's very easy to use. It is a touch screen, so this is a 33-inch display screen. You can use the dial here. As you can see, I'm scrolling through, and you can scroll through the different settings. I like this. It's going to give you a dual screen purpose, but you can go to your home and then you can go to recordings, audio, Google Maps. You can have just your Google Maps on here if you want. And then you can also use your finger here too, because it is a touchscreen, so you can scroll through here. So you can go to see more controls. You can turn your lights on here too if you want. You can have the car park itself, you know, and then you have more hotkeys down here. Now to turn the car on, all you actually have to do is get into the vehicle and hit the brake pedal and it will turn on. Now to turn it off, all you do is have to exit the vehicle and you're good to go. If for some reason it doesn't turn off, sometimes that happens, you can manually do it from here. So you can just hit this off and then you can turn it off. Now this is how you open up the glove box there. So that's how you do that. And then you can change the regenerative braking on here. So you can set the level off, normal, or high. That's one thing that I love about these EVs. Instead of having it on high, which honestly can give you a headache, especially if you're a passenger, if you are slowing down and the vehicle is using regenerative braking on a high setting, it's very annoying. So it's nice that you can actually turn it off or put it on a normal setting, which is great just right here, or you can use the manual paddle right here. But overall, the screen works really well. I'll show you guys the camera views too, because the camera angles are good and the quality is awesome. Now, this is a camera that's actually up here, so you can do that. You can do the standard or extend it too, and like the camera quality on that is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. That's the cabin camera, and then if you want to go to the outside camera, you can do that. So there's a ton of great options here. You know, if you're backing up a hitch there, you can do a bird's eye view for that too. You can turn off your parking sensors, all that fun stuff. You do have ambient lighting in here, which looks fantastic at night. You can do your charging modes, and then you have your drive modes here as well. So honestly, it's a really cool screen and it works really well. If you hit the V mode here, it's going to put your velocity max mode there. So that's going to give you your total horsepower and torque. That's pretty much it for the screen, guys. You're going to get Wi-Fi hotspot in here, all that fun stuff. You do have that wireless charging pad here on the driver's side with a USB-C on both sides too. Now over here in the center, you got your cup holders, and then you do have more hotkeys here to use with the dials. This is your volume. And might I say, some of the touch points and the controls feel really nice. Like I really like this kind of stainless steel brushed aluminum look. And then here is your center console area. The padding is honestly, it's all right. It's a little stiff, but you know what? It is what it is. Once you open it up, it is a deep pocket, and then you have a USB-C plug right there. And then up top here, you do have your rear camera mirror. You can turn that on or off. OnStar, there's your camera there for your cabin camera, and then you can open up your moonroof if you wish. And then it does have a sunshade, which I absolutely love, that they give you a sunshade in here as opposed to having it tinted. I think most people would enjoy having a sunshade to control via up here. But overall, guys, that's really it for the inside of the Cadillac VISTIQ. Honestly, if you're looking for a 3-row SUV that's electric and you want it to be very nice inside, quiet, comfortable, especially when you're driving, highly recommend the Cadillac VISTIQ. But I'm assuming you guys are curious about price. Let's go outside, talk about price, and give you guys my final thoughts. All right, guys, so let's talk price. For this 2027 Cadillac VISTIQ Sport here in Argent Silver Metallic, we're sitting at $97,767 Canadian. Now, the only option on this one is the black roof, which I would highly recommend getting, especially if you're getting not black, because you can see a lot of the accents around the vehicle. But let me know what you guys think about the Cadillac VISTIQ. Is it expensive? I mean, yeah, everything is expensive now, but for under $100,000 for a luxurious 3-row SUV in the market with this tech, it's not terrible, But let me know what you guys think. Curious to know what your thoughts are. That'll conclude this review, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.